You want to learn how to do a leak-proof indoor pond? Stay tuned. Remember, if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up and think about subscribing. And if you really like what you see, make sure you stick around, because we're just getting started on this build. So in order to get this pond built in the house, after months and months of begging, well, there was some guidelines and or rules that had to be followed. One, it couldn't leak. Two, it had to be, well, not on the floor, because the flooring here is all done, so it can't be on the ground. Two, it has to be able to be taken apart. Three, it has to match the decorum in the house, so I can't just plunk a tub down here and call it a pond. It's got to be made up really nice. And lastly, well, I went over the leak part already with you, but it really can't leak. So I think you'll be surprised, and I think you'll like it. Remember, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, think about subscribing, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. One of the first steps we want to do is we want to elevate it off the floor. That way there's no mold that can get underneath it. The floor down below is not going to get damp. Be safer. And we're going to leave a little space for airflow. Second step is the important step. Get a Darren. This is a Darren. And he's my best friend and a great help. And without him, I'd pretty be lost in most of my projects. And he donated those blocks you just saw, which is a great savings. Being that someone else was throwing them out, we kept them.
Might as well have them. Get some use out of them.
One of the first steps is we're going to use a 4x6 piece of chipboard or plywood. We're going to use the chip or particle board. It's 1/2 inch. What that's going to do is give us basically a base for our pond. We'll elevate it. That way it's off the floor, and nothing can damage the flooring, because if the floor gets damaged, so do I.
Great. So we've screw nailed a bunch of 4x4s onto the bottom just to make sure that it doesn't sag, and to keep it off the floor, give it some air flow. Hopefully it does the trick.
There'll be no mold issues whatsoever. What did I decide to use for the actual, well, pond itself? Was, you know, I had my choices. I could paint a membrane on it and go plywood all around and take the chances of it leaking, or I could put liner in it, or I could fiberglass it. All three were, well, risky chances that it would leak. So I found this. It's a 4 foot by 6 foot by just a little bit more than 2 feet deep, basically a preform. So now we're going to build a frame to go around it so it won't bow. And we'll take it from there. It's now time to frame this bad boy up. What we're doing is a real simple frame. It's going to be basically a frame like you'd see on a hot tub. Made of 2x4s. It's quite simple. We'll show you here. I think you'll find it easy to do. We did it without too much trouble and probably only one beer. Like I said, that came together pretty good, the frame. And remember, that frame is not, it's not, you know, holding back water. It's just making sure that the insert itself does not bow out. So that's why we've only used 2x4s, and there's only a couple supports throughout. Two in the front, and one on the sides, and obviously 2 on the back. Now to pretty it up, we want to finish it or put the face on it, and we're going to be using cedar. Yeah, I said cedar. One, it smells good. Two, it's water resistant. Not that I want any water on the outside, but you know, when you're dealing with a pond, you want to have cedar. And I got the cedar. They're 5-foot lengths for $1.60 a board. Can you believe that? $1.60. And anything left over, I'm going to soak. And I'm going to be able to cook salmon or trout on it over an open fire as a cedar plank. Can't beat that. And then for the full length of the, I got 8-foot lengths for $2.30 a board. Cedar, you're never going to beat that price. All in all, the wood for this was less than $200. That's a pretty good deal. The most expensive thing I had to buy was the insert, and I found that on Kijiji, or was it Facebook Marketplace? I can't remember, but that was, you know, that was my most expensive thing, and that was probably about $300 Canadian. Now we've faced it all up. What do you think? And remember, I got 2 boards out of this for $1.60. $1.60. And the top planks, they're the ones with the $2.30. I've doubled them up just so the fish can't jump out. And it gives me long area and wide area to put up so I can put plants or anything else I want. Now, what I want to do, because the inside is blue, and just too much blue in there. So now I'm going to add several bags of 50-pound black sand, or in this case, blasting sand. Much cheaper to buy it this way. Unfortunately, this was up a bit in price. I usually get it for about $17 a bag. This was $22 a bag. And I'm probably going to use 6 bags. So, how's my math? That's 300 pounds of sand in there. Let's take a look inside. That's going to look sharp in contrast to the fish. I'll leave the sides blue. It's really coming along. And of course, I had to put this here from my good friend Tara, who sent that to me from Tara's Tank Friends. What a great job she did that, and that's really going to set this off. And of course, I had to have my Stubbs Aquatics, which my sister did up for me. Gotta love that, eh? Really happy that we got all that done in one day. Well, it's now day 2. It's time to pretty it up. Taking some nice rocks that are aquarium safe, so they're definitely pond safe. Place them in the back here. That should be a nice contrast and should show up nice in water. Added some tall imitation plants, or fake plants. They should sit in well, being that I'm going to put some of my Shubunkin Goldfish in here. I also plan on putting live plants. I'm going to try gluing some Anubias to a rock or two, and we'll see how that goes. Well, the Anubias is now in and glued in, and we're actually filling it. The excitement. God, I hope it doesn't leak somewhere. I'm doomed. But this really shouldn't leak at all. We've done everything we can. The filtration, in fact, will be inside the pond. That way there's no canister or anything that could possibly leak onto the floor. I'll show you how I'm going to do that shortly. I will put some air stones in here as well. But it should be really neat and clean looking. And I can't wait to show you all the plans I have for this. I think you'll really enjoy it. What I also like about this being elevated, it's, well, safer for the grandkids when they come over, and it gives you the illusion of it being deeper than it actually is. It was raised up 4 full inches. So it does look deeper. Can't wait for this baby to fill. Just had to add the ship. My dad built that many moons ago. Been gone a long time, but still miss him a lot. I'm going to seed the pond with beneficial bacteria from outside, well, from the pond's outside. That way I can get the fish in quicker. I don't have to worry about new pond syndrome. Really starting to come together now, finally. Got actually some light we've added inside the pond. It's on the one wall. Put some floating plants on pieces of fence rail, and I was able to put some plants inside just through drilled holes in excess cedar I had. Figured make full use of it. And I'm still adding more plants as we go. I'll be slowly adding the filtration to this. It'll all be submersible. Nothing can, well, leak. And that's the main goal. I do want to fill this up with plants though. It's really starting to take shape. Still have a lot of work to do down here, but it's definitely coming along. Well, in fact, it's exceeded my expectation, and definitely has exceeded my wife's expectations. You know, worried about what type of pond would be in here. I now have 2 submersible Papa Soap filters going. You can see quite a current in there. The fish should really enjoy that. It'll help keep my plants to the one side, that being the ones that are floating on cedar. I think that'll really add some character to this pond. I'm slowly adding more and more plants just to give that tropical vibe. Well, what do you think so far? That's a huge transformation. We've added some live plants in the bottom. I've got anubias, and I just added some Java fern. I hope they do well. We're just bringing in the fish now. I'm super excited. Lots of plants around here. It should give it a really nice tropical feel to it down here. It matches the decor downstairs, especially with the wood. My wife's happy with it, so if she's happy, I'm over the moon. And well, you know, winter's coming. I hate to say it, but I'm going to be able to enjoy this pond, and these fish are just going to love it in here. I have to make some adjustments to certain things. Now, the time I've been really waiting for is adding the fish. I've added them slowly over a week's period, just bringing in a few at a time to make sure the filtration is keeping up and that I'm having no issues. So far, the fish are looking great. I was surprised how quickly it filled this 4x6 pond up with these fish, but some of them just grew massively over the summer and are a good foot long. Look at the color on some of these. They are really going to grow that much more in this winter as compared to keeping them in a 100-gallon tank. They'll do so much better and look so much better. I'm really happy with the way this has turned out so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, as are my fish. But the big thing is the fish are happy and they're moving around great. The sand looks good at the bottom, gives it a nice contrast against the blue. I'm glad I put sand on the bottom because I think if the blue showed at the bottom, it just wouldn't look right. I do have, well, more than enough fish in here already, and I won't be adding any more fish to this pond. These are, for the most part, my best adult Shubunkins. Look at the color on that one, eh? That red, wow. That is just an awesome color. I still have to get used to it. They're a bit nervous. I did put extra thick around the edges, just as a bit of a jump guard and a splash guard. Remember, whole idea is not to have anything leak. This is going to help me through winter big time. For filtration, I'm using 2 submersible Papa Soap filters. They're just little wee canister filters. They're submersible, easy to clean. I can make adjustments to them and I'll show you that in a future video, but no chance of them leaking. And that's priority, right? And then I've got an air bubbler going. I may add a sponge filter just to collect a few more fines, because this water is really moving. Lots of current. Fish are loving that. As far as lighting, it's all by Glorium. I've got submersible, and I've got these 2 great lights here. They're going to give me lots of light going. In fact, I may add even some more plants, potentially some either some fruit or veggies. I do have a pineapple plant growing. I'm going to add one more to it, I think. I just want to get the whole tropical vibe going here. Do I get a Hawaiian shirt? Really glad we added some live plants to this. And I've got lots of live plants growing out of it. In fact, I've got lots of live plants growing out of, as you can see. It can do nothing but benefit the water. The more plants, the better. I even have some palm plants and some peace lilies, spider, and even a bit of moss and ivy going here. I really hope you enjoyed this build of the indoor pond. It came together pretty quick. I'm really happy with it. It's really going to help during the winter. Build off, fight off those winter blahs, especially with all these tropical plants. Being able to see fish swim around from a pond perspective. Being most of my ponds will be under about 3 feet of snow and ice. As far as being under budget, well, this is about $700 in total, including the preform that's in there. I was lucky enough to be sponsored by Papa Soap for the filters and Glorium for the lights. I encourage you to check out both those companies. They're great. They've been really good to me, and I'm sure they'll be good to you. As far as everything else with the pond, again, it's the whole idea on this is that it's leak proof. And while as leak proof as you can get it, there's nothing outside the pond here that could spill over. I built it in a way that, that I can take it apart if need be and remove it. I hope that never happens. And as you can see, my grandson absolutely loves it.
It's food time. It's food time.
Are they coming over, Walker? The new fish? In their new space?
They're so hungry.
He was so excited when he came down the stairs and saw that. That just put a smile on my face ear to ear. Like this video, hit that thumbs up. Think about subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And share it out to friends and family that may be interested in an indoor pond like this. Also, if you want, you can join the Stubbs Club. I am starting to put out some members only videos. Not many, but enough. And well, they are for members only. And so if you want to join, feel free to join. You'll get to see some pretty cool videos. And you might even get the odd bit of merch. Well, that's it for now. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you real soon. Remember, keep on keeping on.